much, Faith, for giving me this opportunity to speak again and give some special remarks to our audience and our special partners all over. Ladies and gentlemen, excellencies from all over the world, my team who are behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, behind the camera, sitting all around me, connected from all parts of the world, who have done an amazing job through and through to prepare for this conference, and even more committed to working on the outcomes that are going to come out of the work we're doing over the next 2 days. To all the diplomats, global leaders, business leaders, heads of development agencies, to all the women, youth and SMEs, heads of associations who are logged in, to all the great men who are connected to the Timeless movement and the Timeless network, who are bridges and champions for the women's equality, equity, and economic empowerment. To all the people who believe in the vision of Timeless and who have actually committed time, resources, emotions, physical, financial, spiritual, and to God Himself, who is the author of all things. Everything seen and unseen is Him. Plans that He has put inside of us, potential that He has given to us, that is yet to come out. We give God the honor and the glory for everything. To my co-host, a great woman who has consistently walked this journey of preparing the 7th annual Timeless Conference and our very fast virtual conference, Honorable Patricia Kaliati, the Minister of Gender, Social Welfare and Community Development of the Republic of Malawi. She has walked this journey in spite and despite, because we've had a couple of changes, whiffs and waves, surprises and circumstances. But through it all, has always been available for us to think through things, readjust things, and ultimately make things work. I honor you, Honorable Patricia. It's been a pleasure working with you this far. And I know we're both committed to taking the outcomes and seeing how not only will the outcomes transform the very many women of Africa, but also the women, youth and SMEs of Malawi. To Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Malawi, thank you for giving us support, for believing in the vision, for taking strong leadership, for daring to be a trailblazer, and to take this country of Malawi from where it is and bring her into her light in a day such as this. The warm heart of Africa is rising now. And under your leadership, value-based leadership, ethical leadership, a transformative mindset, a partnership with your people, the citizens, to be able to solve Malawi's problems and take it forward is truly a strategy that will deliver for the nation. Above all, Your Excellency, what I like about you is that you have put God at the center of everything. And with God and the vision that you carry, Malawi is set for greater heights. Thank you for believing in the vision and walking this journey with us and with your government. To the African Union that was represented and has been represented throughout these conversations and is committed to working with the Timeless Network to be able to position Africa's women, SMEs and youth at the center of Africa's economic transformation. I thank you for caring enough to become practical, to engage with us to see what the people who are really at the center of Africa's action need, and being able to commit to do what it will take to drive our economic prosperity to the next level. To our regional bodies, lots of great leaders from far and wide, our global players, the United Nations represented from the New York offices, from all over the world, UNDP Africa based in New York. And I could name so many media partners, African News Network, and NTU News. You know, in English we say NTU, but it's NTU because it's South Africa News. And many other partners who have actually connected and networked with Timeless to be able to develop practical, pragmatic solutions and initiatives that will drive Africa to the next level. I say thank you. To the great people within the Timeless organization, both country offices in Africa, in different parts of Africa, and in our regional office in Nairobi. I say a big thank you, because a lot of times people will watch me on the screens, they will listen to me speak, but they don't have time to engage with the great people that are working alongside me and behind the scenes to get a vision such as this out there and practical. Those of you who have been on the front lines working with the great women across many counties and countries, I thank you. Advisors and strategists and technical team, my PA who has to really juggle a lot of things to be able to ensure that we're balancing balls. I want to thank her. I want to thank you. And to all the great people who work with me, my family members, for supporting the call that I have and supporting me to be able to deliver, I want to say thank you. To all of you great delegates who have taken time and who have been sensitive to catch treasure when it came before you, because you're here and you're logged in. Many were called, few came. Few are, in life, you can find a table set for millions of people and 100,000 people show up. So whatever the many people, whatever number it is that we are here, this is a great turning point for each and every one of us, because you've seen the treasure and you've connected. I honor each one of you delegates, partners, great leaders, excellencies who have taken your time to be online in different time zones, all the way from the Latin America, the Caribbean, the US. It's morning here in Africa, but it's nighttime in your time. It's 2 a.m., 3 a.m., it's 4 a.m. It's probably, very early. But you believe in a vision. And you can see the treasure inside of that vision and the opportunity and the potential it gives. I thank you for partnering and connecting with this movement. This is a movement. And it's a movement for real impact, change, and action for our continent, Africa. It is my dream that in my lifetime, which is also your lifetime because we are alive in the same generation, that we will see a prosperous Africa. An Africa that is not void of problem, but that is filled with a critical mass of problem solvers and change makers. A critical mass of people who are so inspired, who are innovative, who understand that we have what it takes within us to bring solutions to what is around us. Are people whose mindsets are transformed, who stop being murmurers and complainers and looking for solutions from far out, but who will do what it takes to find the solution and connect with people from far out, but on the context that they themselves understand. People who will not wait for other people to do what you perceive to be hard, but you're willing to do what it takes to do that hard thing that you perceive is hard. I want to congratulate my team for daring to venture into a whole new platform to try and simulate the next generation of conferences and the experience. Most people will not push themselves beyond their comfort zone to try out a new thing at such a large scale, with different time zones and everything. But I want to commend my technical team and the great people behind the scenes for daring to go out and positioning us to do the hard things and pave a way as trailblazers and barrier breakers to bring in new things. And that is what I encourage all of us to begin to do in our areas of calling and spheres of influence. For me, I dream of a day that Africa will be wealthy in cash and in resource. Because we are resource wealthy, but we are cash poor. Why is that? How is it that a nation such as this, an African nation, that God looked down on and blessed with immense treasure, oil, rare earth deposits, human intellect and talent, cultural diversity, even our weather is favorable. We have a full year, January to December, of favorable weather. Other continents have only half a year of good weather, and the rest they're under ice. And they are still more developed and cash rich. How is that? How is it that we struggle with power generation when we have the whole coverage from north to south, east to west of rivers and water? How is it that we struggle with power when we have the hottest sun on God's earth? How is it that we are having drought and food insecurity when we have rivers that we can use to irrigate our crops? How is it that we're still behind? How is it? Guess what? Today is a day for the marketplace and trading and being real and having real conversations. My prayer is that today we will be inspired enough to begin to look at practical solutions to solve our problems and create wealth in the continent. Each one of you has a vision, has a purpose. We are multifaceted human beings. And we have an opportunity for economic livelihood. Because we are on this earth to add value. And more importantly, to leave the earth better for our Maker, because He sent us here to create value and impact. So my prayer is today that we engage deliberately and very strategically, knowing that there is no random conversation, there's no random networking. Everybody you meet is there for a reason, for a purpose. How are you harnessing those connections? How are you engaging? What are you learning? And so when I was reading the charts, I'm so glad that we've got people. I've seen the different comments that yes, we've learned, we're sharing, we're connecting with it. I'm glad that you're actually harnessing this opportunity. But at the center of everything is a trade. Today is going to be about trade, networking, and connecting. Okay? When we look at what we have laid today, we're setting the ground for an amazing practical platform. I'm just looking at something on my phone. Thank you, I've got it. We're looking at a practical platform that we'll be listening to later. I hope that you stay tuned for this. Because we're looking at Africa Connect, connecting the entire Africa. Because if every day we have these opportunities to connect, to learn, to share, as a way of life, guess where we would be? And you know, the unification of Africa is where its strength lies. The minute we begin to harness who we are and connect and mobilize, the faster, the more efficient, and more impactful we will become as a continent. The Africa Common Free Trade Agreement is one of the programs and initiatives out of the Agenda 2063, our framework and roadmap for Africa's development. And it gives me so much pleasure to see this happen in our lifetime. Because our forefathers, Pan-Africanists, the leaders of Africa's key transformation and unification, the people who set up OAU, the Organization of African Unity, which is now the African Union Commission. Presidents who are long gone, His Excellency Kwame Nkrumah, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, Haile Selassie, Patrice Lumumba, all those, they had a vision. And inside of that vision was political, social, and economic unification. We're doing and made great strides on the political, but on the economic, we're really lagging behind. And so if we're seeing the Africa Common Free Trade Agreement and the Africa Common Free Trade Area actualized in our lifetime, then we're the lucky generation to be positioned to drive Africa's economic transformation. So today is the beginning. Every time there's conference, we always have the marketplace, which does all these connections, trading and selling. But this particular one is special. It's a very fast virtual one. And more special because we have the opportunity to begin to see how to actualize the African Common Free Trade Area. And I'm so happy when I see the strategic people who are already inside of these rooms. Because we're going to be putting our heads together to start seeing how we will actualize that dream. How we will solve the problems that we are facing, but also how we'll harness the opportunities that we see presented with us. So keep in tune, harness it fully. The marketplace is going to be a highlight for today, right? And on that note, can you imagine how timing is? Just in this season, we get to celebrate the first ever woman at the helm of the World Trade Organization.
Yes.
Can you imagine the first woman ever
Oh, yes.
to be at the helm of that World Trade Organization? And that woman had to come from Africa. I hope you're seeing something. It's truly time for Africa. Africa is rising to her greatness now. Nobody can stop it. I hope you're well positioned to plug into that. I really want to congratulate the Director General, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, of the World Trade Organization, my goodness. We want to celebrate you as women of Africa.
Yes.
We want to celebrate you as women.
Yes.
Because it's a win for women all over the world. But I want to celebrate you also as an African, because you've put Africa on the map. And let us all look at this as a possibility for yourself, for us. We all can be that great transformer for our continent. And please don't get me wrong. We are all not going to strive to be presidents. Because you can only have one person leading 40 million. We cannot have 40 million presidents in one country. But lead, excel, and create impact from where you are. For you can be remembered from where you are. So ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you so much, excellencies from all over, for tuning in on our day 2 of the 7th Annual Timeless Conference. And I pray that this day will culminate in great impact, a positioning of mindsets to the next level where not even sky is the limit. Whoever wrote sky is the limit, I hope that a number of us, plus me, broke that. You are limitless. Go beyond the skies. Think about who you are and make it work. All right? So thank you so much. I pray that you remain blessed and that God continues to empower you even as we move forward. Thank you so much.